Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 17th to the 23rd. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in to an indescribably busy week, as you can see. An aspect every day. Not only an aspect every day, there are some days with up to 4 aspects. Not everything's on the whiteboard, all the blue asterisks, the best aspects of the week. This is such a busy week. And there is an aspect, yeah, you see it already. We talked about it in your monthly forecast. It's got its own box in hot pink, right? So this is one that not everyone on Earth experiences. It is a zany sky. So everything that's happening this week, this is what you're going to feel. You're going to feel very nostalgic. You're going to feel romantic. You're going to feel rebellious for sure. You are definitely going to feel a little bit antsy. Remember, practice patience. But you're also going to feel very driven. You're going to feel very inspired. And you are definitely going to feel a little bit of relief. It's all over the place. It's a little applesauce. Yes, I'm making that a thing, okay? Applesauce. I hope you like apples. But here's the thing. Out with the old, in with the new. I've been saying that for months. We're getting really close. And the biggest takeaway from this week, you're definitely going to have some huge epiphanies. Now, where are we? Monday, November 17th. You've got the Sun in Scorpio, trine Saturn in Pisces, 25 degrees. So, wow. Yeah. You saw your last week's forecast. What happened on that Sunday before? It was a Sun trine Jupiter. Okay. Luckiest day of the month. And that spills over from Sunday. Remember, Jupiter is trine Saturn all month. So what does that mean? The Sun trine Jupiter still at 25 degrees, forming the perfect grand water trine. You had a grand water trine already. You're going to have another. It is absolutely amazing. So this one, you have 3 very important planets connecting in the same element, right? That's a trine. And it's enormously auspicious, right? Because trines have the nature of Jupiter. And it's in water, right? So it's emotionally moving. Water also heals. What's happening on Monday? You are going to have this sense of comfort and good fortune, expansion. Saturn offering stability and support, while the Sun, which is optimism, brings you this willpower. Not only in 2 areas of your life, but 3. And that's what makes it special. And you're going to feel it for the first half of the week with the Sun in Scorpio. That intense passion that you've been feeling for, what is it, November? For almost a month, a little more than a month, especially with partnerships. And then you've got Jupiter in Cancer, bringing you so much protection, so much home and family energy. Expansion there. It's your 3rd house as well, so much family energy. Travel as well, and writing projects. There's something new that you're doing too. We'll talk about that. And then you've got Saturn and Pisces, just making your dreams become reality. And there is going to be this big focus on your future. You're probably already feeling it, and your intuition's going to be off the charts. You're getting the wow signal. But this is definitely a day where you're going to feel rewarded. There's something here that's really hopeful with anything that you've been working on. Even going back to March 2023 when Saturn moved into Pisces. So everything is coming to fruition for you. You're going to start seeing those glimmers in this water trine and an emotional buzz. And you may even be doing some soul searching. Yep. Remember, half the solar system is retrograde. Half the planets are. So you're going to, with that said, also feel this urge to fix things from your past. And there is a really good chance there's some focus on your career and your reputation, because you see Mercury is sextile Pluto, 1 degree this same day. Mercury, by the way, remember, in Sagittarius still, very weak, right? He can't talk the talk. Mercury, the planet of communication. But Pluto, who's not retrograde, the planet of power and transformation in your 10th house of career and fame, your reputation, it's very public facing, achievements, social status, all of that. Yeah, you're going to be walking the walk and talking the talk. This can also be very internal. Like there's something you're hyping yourself up to. There is something here. Remember, Pluto excavates, right? On top of the Mercury retrograde. So there's something here where you might find awakening within you. And it's just scratching the surface for what's to come later this week. Because you see, Tuesday, November 18th, Mercury then re-enters Scorpio. And Mercury will be retrograde for the rest of the month. I am filming this while Mercury's retrograde. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun. And what it's doing, it's bringing up people and circumstances from your past, especially October, when Mercury was actually direct in Scorpio. But there's going to be emphasis here on partnerships, relationships, contracts. Yeah. There may be something that needs to be redone, reassessed, but love and money and wealth and intimacy, all those Scorpio archetypes. This is going to be a day. Remember, when Mercury moves any of the planets, stationing direct, retrograde, but he's moving into different signs. And it may be like a very subtle thing for you where you're reassessing and you're rethinking not only relationships and things that you've agreed to, but also your personal transformation, like the direction that you're going. Mercury has a little bit of FOMO because a water grand trine has already happened, right? It's already in effect. And Mercury now hopping back into a water sign, Scorpio. He barely made the dinner cruise, okay? The river cruise. The party's in the front of the boat. He's in the back. He's all the way in the back, but he's gonna make it to the party. You're gonna see that over the weekend. But what does this mean? Your intense passion returns. You're gonna be speaking passionately. You're gonna have really deep, intense thoughts about relationships and love and marriage and contracts. That detective energy will be coming out too for what you desire. Because remember, Venus and the moon and the sun all in Scorpio still, building up to Wednesday, November 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live, the new moon in Scorpio, 28 degrees. It's happening right around midnight, okay? So that's depending on where you live, midnight my time, Eastern Standard Time. So as I said in your monthly forecast, listen, this is big. The new moon in Scorpio is not going to be quiet. This day, not quiet, all right? There's intensity here, but you've got the sun, moon, and Mercury at 28 degrees. So you've got Mercury in the heart of the sun and the sun with the moon. So you have a new moon with a Mercury Cazimi at the same time. That's pretty major. When was the last time you saw that, Taurus? On top of that, you're in the mix. Yeah, Mercury will be opposite Uranus in your sign. Let's talk, okay? This is all on the same day. Of course, not everything's on the whiteboard. So this new moon with Uranus thrown in the mix, this new moon is like something that wasn't supposed to touch water. It is like an electric eel of a new moon. You're going to feel it. And there's something here with Uranus, the planet of surprises and the unexpected and the unpredictable, but breakthroughs, right? So you've got to remember it's also a new moon in Scorpio. Take out the Scorpio part, take out the new part. It's still a moon. And moon is emotions, right? It's emotional. Throw in that Scorpio part, the deep emotions. So it's really amplified. Remember, Scorpio's depth is limitless. You are going to feel this. All right, Taurus, you're in the mix here. On top of that, Mercury will also trine Neptune in Pisces. Yes, that's 4 aspects. 4 aspects. And Mercury trine Neptune, that's great. That's amazing. That's your imagination. That's dreamy. It's your ideals. It puts the passion and compassion. So with Neptune now in the mix, when I say you will feel something, you are going to feel something. This isn't just new beginnings. You will feel something this day, okay? You got a new moon. You have the Mercury Cazimi. You have Mercury opposite Uranus in your sign, and you have Mercury trine Neptune, and it's only Wednesday. So you're also riding the tail end of the Grand Water Trine, about to move into another one. So here's the takeaway, right? 1, this is Mercury's turf, right? He's in Scorpio. Sure, you'll feel something, but it's Mercury. So now you're also going to have profound clarity. You're going to be seeking deep meaning, right? You're going to have new perspective. It's like you just woke up from the spell of Mercury in Sagittarius, and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm not living in a Disney movie. This is real life. This is your life. You have one life to live in this reality. So you are going to own this with this wake up call, with this refresh, this reset of the mind. It's a Kazemi, it's a flashpoint. This is going to be big. Okay. And again, a lot of emphasis on your future, building wealth, building relationships, intimacy, inheritance, investments, long-term investments, right? Joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, all of that, but also just contracts and relationships. And there is, with the fact that Mercury is retrograde, yeah, it's linking something from the past, in your past, for something new for your future, okay? The second thing is like, yeah, this is a potent new moon. It is complicated with everything that's happening this day, but it's so powerful. It's very powerful. It's intense. There is a lot of support here, though, because Scorpio's modern ruler, Pluto, by the way, is an Aquarius, forming a sextile to the new moon. And it's a little bit wider than normal. That's fine. You're still going to feel it. Pluto is power. And when I say power, remember, Pluto's in Aquarius in your 10th house of fame, career, recognition. You're getting recognized. There's, the moon illuminates, right? So there's something here that's kickstarting something in career for you too. There's some movement there. And even though it's a wide orb, you will still feel Pluto. It's like you saw that movie Anora, that won the Oscar, right, for best movie. You remember the guy who won best supporting actor? Well, he didn't win. He was nominated. You saw the movie. He was the one that was just always there. He was just always he was just in every scene. No lines, just in every scene in the back, right? Somewhere in you never missed him. He was there. His presence as basically an extra was so powerful. He was nominated for an Oscar. That is what Pluto is doing. He's got your back. Okay? There's some stuff happening here. So set intentions. It is a new moon. Transformative ones. Pluto is transformation. Something big. The biggest thing here would be partnerships, relationships. Okay? A one-on-one relationships. It can be career. It can be love. It can be relationship with your private chef, baker. Doesn't matter. Okay? Secret lover. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You do you. But here's the thing. We are still in Scorpio season. As it's all about death and rebirth. Scorpio season. It's all about transformation. You already did the death part. This is your rebirth. Okay? This is a very strong new moon. And it's carrying you 6 months into your birthday season, May 2026. This is going to be big. Now, let's talk about Uranus in your sign. That's going to be opposite the new moon and the Mercury Kazemi at 28 degrees, which, by the way, Mercury was at 28 degrees on October 28th. You got that right. 2, 8 equals 10, 1, new beginning. Either way, the bigger thing here is that it's Uranus. Expect the unexpected, especially from something around that time. Think about what happened around October 28th, but it's even still, it's Uranus in your sign, right? At a critical degree, 29 degrees. Remember, Uranus moved back into your sign at the beginning of November, and he's slow. He's out there. So he moves slowly. You're still feeling his rumbles. And he does bring those disruptions and the unexpected, and he breaks rules and etc. He's in your sign, Taurus. He's in your sign. So what does that mean? Well, A, he's retrograde along with Saturn and Neptune and the Mercury Kazemi. There's something within you that rebellious flares coming out this day. Okay? You're going to have, and that's the other thing. If not, which you will, it's also having this internal radical breakthrough, an awakening. You are going to have this big awakening around this new moon. And sure, there could be some circumstantial stuff with contracts and relationships and whatnot, but it really is part of this epiphany that you're having throughout the week of knowing who you were and now knowing who you're meant to be. That's how profound this is with the Mercury Cazimi. Now, cross watchers, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your private chef or your husband or your private husband chef, whatever it is, fixed signs, you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and throwing in Cancer and Pisces will feel this new moon the most. And if you have any planets 26 to 0 degrees in any of those signs, oh, I hope you're ready for a brand new life, brand new era about to begin. And it's a great new moon. It's just, there is intensity around it. All right. Oh, speaking of intensity, sure, you got the sun, you got the moon, you got Mercury. They're the headliners of this day. Yep. Don't forget Venus is in Scorpio too. Venus, your ruler, love and money and creativity and beauty and harmony and shopping. Venus also has presence in a sign that she's in Scorpio. I've talked about this, okay? She's in a sign where she gives 0 Fs. She's just like, I got to wear my leather boots. I got to let my hair down. I'm going to throw rocks at your window. Try to get your attention. It's Venus in Scorpio. Here's in your 7th house. Like, you are going to feel that intensity when it comes to love, when it comes to partnerships, marriage, everything that I talked about earlier. But today, on Wednesday, she will be connecting with the nodes. So she's going to be at 15 degrees, meaning she's going to have some conversations with the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo on your behalf. And this is just this nodal axis with Venus that you're... when I say this is a fated day, she's with the nodes of fate, right? There's something fated happening on the same day of this new moon, on the same day of the Mercury Cazimi. And it's good. It's a good thing. Remember, you got the planet of love and romance in your 7th house. And then she's meeting up with the North Node in Pisces in your 11th house of your future wishes and aspirations and dreams. And sextile, the South Node in Virgo in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, true love, and sex. There's something you're and kids, procreation, 5th house. A lot of y'all are gonna be having kids. Congratulations. All right. Now, the other thing is that where are we? Thursday, November 20th. This is it. This is the big highlight. This is, well, you got Uranus in your sign, sextile Neptune in Pisces. So welcome to your big epiphany. I talk about this aspect, and I'll leave the video at the end of this video, what you can expect for the next 2 years of your life. It's part of the Prism portal, yeah, that rare grand trine, and the one that nobody modern human history has experienced, that, the 4 outer planets and their alignment. So let me keep this brief. Just a little gentle reminder. This aspect, generational, it's era defining, it's culturally defining. We have not had this aspect since the late 1960s, the era of love and peace and happiness. And that pretty much sums this up. Okay. This is all about freedom, feeling liberated, open-minded, curious, creative. It's revolutionary. It's a collective awakening, and it's happening at 29 degrees, that extra potent critical degree point. It's got magnitude, and they're both retrogrades. You're going to feel it mostly internally. And that's why I talked about this rebellious energy, having that rebellious edge. It's more about your personal revolution. You're going to start feeling it. And when I say personal revolution, that's within a spiritual collective revolution that began this past fall and will continue until 2027. Okay. It's a big time. All right. And it's actually from this moment forward where you realize all the answers are actually there within you. Okay. They come from within. This is your big breakthrough. This is Uranus and your sign, Taurus. You are going to have huge breakthroughs and see things differently and feel things differently, especially with your values and what brings you comfort. Now, Uranus sextile Neptune, this is a slow burn. Those are really out there, these planets. So they move very slow. And it's a 5-part story. And this is part 2. And this is almost a prelude to your big hero's journey. Yep, next year. This is it's like the big peak before the 2 planets perfect in July 2026, a month that will go down in history books, okay? Which I talk about in Great Awakener. It's all there. It's a big month. But when I say this is rare. Uranus and Neptune after 2027, because they're meeting up 5 times up until 2027. It doesn't happen again until 2137. So, like I said, not everybody gets to experience this. Now, Friday, November 21st, you got the Sun in Scorpio opposite Uranus in your sign. But the Sun will trine Neptune, both at 29 degrees. There's stuff happening, okay? In fact, the Moon will be in Sagittarius at this point too. So that is your 8th house, which is Scorpio's home. And you know, Mars is there, meaning the Moon and Mars will conjunct. You're going to feel fired up physically too. Mars is physicality. You're going to feel restless. I told you, right? And so Uranus in your sign keeps on rumbling. Yeah. And I think I told you last week that the Taurus Scorpio axis is really all about love and money and relationships and intimacy, but it's Uranus. So there could be something that comes up out of the blue around this time. One of those unexpected moments is with the Sun. So partnerships, contracts, verbal agreements, commitments, something here. Okay. Whatever it is, the Sun will trine Neptune. So that does bring creative solutions and compassion, but just letting you know, again, Uranus is in your sign. It might be you. It might be you where you have a moment of breakthrough and maybe doing something you normally don't do, something unpredictable. Okay. The other thing is, yeah, you see, we move into Sagittarius season that day. So the Sun is now joining Mars. What's going to happen is for the next 4 weeks, you are going to go through one of the biggest transformations that you have in a really long time. All right. Just putting it out there, just reading what your chart. So the biggest part of this is because it is your 8th house. There's that depth, right? And you're coming out of all this Scorpio energy, yet you're still in it with all the planets. Some of them still in Scorpio, right? So when I see what's going on for you, I see a lot of money. I see a lot of like wealth building, as I mentioned, but just partnerships is your biggest focus, and how partnerships transform your life. In that regard, partnerships are such a big part of your life at this point. And so you are seeing the big picture for yourself. You're going to be asking yourself, what is my quest all about moving forward, especially this quest with someone else? And again, if you're not here for love, it can be career, it can be one-on-one, it can be your best friend. Yep. But you will have this hunger for adventure, for expanding your horizons, for becoming wiser in partnerships. And again, not partnerships, it can be work, it can be your friends, legacy, it doesn't matter, because what is happening is Mars will make you go after your calling. Okay. And it is Sagittarius energy. So there is a sense of inner wisdom and self-belief. Like you are going to have the faith of a Girl Scout. And it is a season of fire and freedom. And with everything else that's happening this week, how you're going to feel, you're going to think, like you're now going to really explore. Sagittarius is the archer, the centaur, right? So yeah, those are strong horse legs. Like they're not idle. Especially with Mars here, you're going to do things. Now, Saturday, November 22nd. Oh, yeah. And then here we go. The second one. The second grand water trine. What a week, right? It couldn't even fit it all on the front side. So you have got Mercury, now in Scorpio, trining Saturn and Jupiter. And remember, Jupiter trine Saturn. So there's your groundwater trine. And now Mercury is kind of leading this brigade. He's made it to the front of the river cruise. He's the life of the party. He's eating all the shrimp. Whatever. This is amazing. You're going to love this because it's all about this effortless, just feel good flow. And you've got Mercury here now. Mercury's communication in the mind. So this is you also networking and communication. You'll be getting a lot of messages. You're building bridges at this point. You're launching projects. You are definitely, it appears to be traveling. It could be even short distance. You are definitely going to be very social around this time with the fact that you do have Saturn and the North Node and Neptune and Pisces in your 11th, which is connecting with others. And then again, just a lot of partnership activity and contracts. So with it being water energy, water intuition is really at the helm here. And remember, water is fluid. You create your reality. You create your course. I love this water trine. It is like fluid poetry, like the deep stuff. Yeah. There's something really stabilizing about this with Saturn involved, and then with Jupiter involved, something really hopeful here too, especially after those Uranus oppositions. There's something here. There's the turning of the tides. You're riding the wave here into this brand new era. Never forget that hope is the pillar that supports the world. And I say that because I said from the very beginning of this year, you're going to see a big shift toward the collective. And from this point forward, you're going to see a bigger shift and your role within the collective and how you can contribute. Now, November 23rd, you see the sun in Sagittarius will sextile Pluto. In Aquarius, there's something here that feels really great for you. It feels so this aspect, yeah, there is, it's almost like being rewarded for being authentic, honest. It's all about integrity. It's like do the right thing energy. And Pluto is bringing that authority. So there's something here with the fact that Pluto's in your 10th house, something here with career, something here with money, something with your evolution in career or how you want to be seen or fame or being recognized. It's really, really nice for you. There can be, you could be impressing VIPs or bosses, or it's even you being very influential at this point, feeling very empowered, feeling the rush of that water trine. I mean, this is your cruise, right? It's your cruise control. It's your sea, right? So set your sail and go forth, okay? This is going to be your time. And I promise you, Taurus, I will never, ever make a joke about you sailing forth on the tarot ship. I would never do that to you. Let's get started. Taurus, see what's going on for you for November 17th to the 23rd. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus, yeah. Okay. Thank you. You are so good already. You got a lot of, there's got to be some shakeups, just FYI, with Uranus in your sign, okay? But again, it might be you shaking things up, shaking out the old for the new, okay? I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. And yeah, if we need to pull clarifiers, you know we will. The other thing, Taurus, is that you're gonna... this is going to be a very transformative week for you. That's all I'm going to say. Like it's deep. It's deep. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah. There you go. Wow. You okay. Let's look at that thing. Look at hey. So it's grown a lot. You're good. You're really good. There's something here where it just feels like you're owning this week. Okay? You got the 5 of cups. Out with the old and with the new. All right? And with the retrogrades, with Mercury moving back into Scorpio, this card is actually a Scorpio card attributed to Mars in Scorpio. Therefore, it's really strong. Mars being the ruler, traditional ruler for Scorpio. There is a little bit of, oh, okay, that's over? Really? Like that kind of energy that's coming through. But here's the thing. Again, there's something about the past resurfacing and you letting it go. There's something that you're fixing about it. So keep that in mind. And don't hold on to the past. You've got to move forward, okay? You see the 2 cups right here. There's that hope that I was talking about. You can't see it if you're dwelling on the past, if you're not letting certain things go. So have your moment. This requires a little bit of emotional healing too. There could have been something that was really impactful. But again, you've got a new moon, you got revolution, you got a whole bunch of things waiting for you, including the sun in the heart of your spread. So remember I said that this is a month of death and rebirth. Yeah. It's a month of death and rebirth. It is the sun and the heart of your spread, the sun, which is optimism, and it's hope, and it's joy, opportunities, but that rebirth part right here. I did say achievements too. You're all that 10th house activity, but the sun is card 19. Yeah, 1 9 equals 10. So there is this sense of, you even see the wisdom child here. There is, I talked about freedom, freeing yourself, feeling liberated, coming after that 5 of cups. Okay? He's naked. That's what I'm saying. Like, being able to express yourself. So I really love this. There's so much purity and just, it feels really good. And I'm going to point one last thing out. You do see in his head, you see the red feather from the same red feather from the Fool. So that's why I say rebirth. There's something here that's almost like a renewal. During the new moon in Scorpio, that's all about death and rebirth. Yeah, there's a new you emerging. 5 of Wands. You're coming out of something, okay? There could have been some things that were going on internally. There could have been something in your world circumstantially. This week, you're going to find yourself coming out of it, okay? Because look at all that optimism, that vitality, this life force, this blast of just, like I got everything. I'm owning this week. You're coming out of something. The other thing is there may be, if anything, not seeing eye to eye with all this Uranian activity, right? There may be a little bit of that. And just be mindful. It might be you, okay? That's all I'm saying. Because the sun, at the end of the day, still is ego, right? And I'm not saying that you have, that's what's happening here. But even still, you got to do you. Diplomatically, of course. Diplomatically. Just be able to work together with people or one other person, whatever it is. You got kids too? Yeah, might be that too as well. Lovers in your crown. So not only did you get the actual sun card, you got the lovers with Archangel Raphael with the full blast of the sun in this card too. So there's something just, when I talk about partnerships and relationships for you, it's a big theme. It's a big theme. And there's a difference between like the 2 cups here referencing the 2 of cups. Obviously, it's almost like the beginning of a relationship. And then you have the lovers, which is, let's say, deepening, right? There's choice here for you. And when I say that, it feels really, really nice for you to know that you've got opportunities. Yeah. You've got options. You've got Archangel Raphael here blessing you with all this love. It's up to you to decide what to do with it. Okay. because you do have that Two of Swords in the root of your spread. And the Two of Swords is actually attributed to Moon in Libra. Libra also is the native ruler of the 7th house. So relationships, partnerships, all that Libra energy. So there is something deep inside you. You may be resisting a little bit. You may need to spend some time thinking about what you want moving forward with it. And again, it doesn't have to be love if you're not here for love. It can be anything, right? So when you look down your cross here, there's something really, really special happening, but be honest with yourself about something here, okay? And yeah, when I said choices, yeah, you may have to make some sort of decision, but this is the new you. This is a new you. You're going to be owning it. You got that 2 of Wands. In your future, the 2 of Wands, look at him. He's got the world in his hand. He's standing at the highest point in the castle. He's already made achievements coming after the sun. Wow. And so it's almost like you had your rebirth. You're feeling confident. You just won this big war back in the 1200s. That's the thing. When you win a big war, what do you do when you get home? It's like, okay, I just won this huge war. They're gonna be talking about this for generations. What do I do now? So it's mapping your course forward. You taking the time to think about which direction do I go? You got these 2 twos, right? Duality. But there's this beginning. There's a sense of I'm at the brink of something. Just plan it out. Okay? You go when you're ready. You anchor down. You go when you're ready. Let's get to your stuff. And it really is planning. It feels like there is something here. Again, just really, really big. You know the sun in tarot, if you've ever gotten a tarot reading, it's the biggest yes. It's the yes card. And it's just so optimistic. So I really love this for you. All right. So Taurus, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what is going on. I'm losing my voice. Did we do a nighttime reading last time? I don't remember. Yeah. You know I love y'all. All right, let's yes. It's gonna be a week. There's change. There's gonna be a lot of change. The 6 of Swords. There's gonna be some change here. The 6 of Swords. It honestly is just, there may be something here, this new you that's very empowered. There may be something here where it's still okay. So you want to move forward up here. You want to make sure it's done and done. You do have that 2 of Swords in the root of your spread for a reason. So a little bit of clearing the air. Yeah. But moving forward with confidence. If there's something that's taking up a lot of headspace, and a week like this, there may be. You want to make sure that, look, I'm going to show you something here. You see the ripples? You see the turbulence in the water right here? Where's the camera? There it is. Look at where they're going. There's no undulation. It's smooth sailing from this moment forward. You're going from chaos to calm. And with all those, the Uranian activity, the oppositions that's happening, there may be, I said, a little bit of rumbling. Yeah. But this is still moving forward. Okay. This is making sure. And again, mostly of the mind. It's the Swords. So still moving forward. This feels like an anchor. We've got to release it. And in order to do so, you have to trust your intuition. You've got to trust you. Okay? And be in touch with your emotions. Because, and this has been very interesting if you're a cross watcher with some other spreads. The only Cups card was the 5 of Cups. Okay. And so cups is love and emotions and feelings. And for a week like this with two grand water trines. So yeah, connect, because you have that Five of Pentacles here in your external factors area. It does feel like there is going to be, it's like there may be some, you may be having a conversation with your partner, business partner, if you're not here for love, but there may be something here that has impact. Fives are challenge cards, and you got 3 of them out of 4. Okay. And so there just may be something here where you might have to put in a little effort to move forward, because this feels like there's something or someone where it feels just, you may be holding them back, or they may be holding you back. You may feel like you feel alone in what's supposed to be this twosome. And there may be something here with finances. All right. You are the finance sign because you have the Knight of Pentacles as well. And it feels like you're building something here. Okay. For your future. And that's all you want. Stability. And money, job, career. It also can be relationships. All right. Pentacles are your physical reality. And then you have the High Priestess and your final outcome. And that's great, because that's you trusting you. That's everything. You have to trust your intuition. Everybody has intuition, right? Everyone does. But there's a difference between having it and connecting with it. You have to connect. What did I say? The answers, they're inside you. They're within. She's saying the same thing. That's all it is. All right? The High Priestess, there's this sense of just knowing. And you want to get back to that. Just knowing things. Okay? That's what makes the difference. So you actually, there is a sense of protection here. There is a sense of even just all this joy as well, because you will see this transformation. You will feel this new you emerging on this new path. But it is a very intense week, and it just feels like there is something new. Even if it's with an ongoing circumstance, there's still something new about it. And even like hold feet around it too. Yeah. So that's why you got to go within, and you got to trust yourself and your partner if there is a partner involved. But yeah, go explore. Don't be afraid to do that, because the last thing I'm going to say is with that 2 of Wands, yeah, you can plan as much as you want about your future. But again, there's a difference between just planning and planning and planning and planning and planning and planning and going and doing and exploring. Yeah. You're going to be fine. Taurus, listen, next week we have got, what do we have? Oh, we got Venus in a grand, we have so much happening next week. It's just like this week. And just seeing, I mean, just the fact that you do have Uranus sextile Neptune, Uranus in your sign, the next time they meet up, it's back. Uranus is going to be back in Gemini. Soak this up. Absorb it. You only get it once a century, basically. I mean, ish, right? So make it your own. Make it your own. But there is this quiet revolution happening inside you. You've got to let it out. Okay? You've got to let it out. All right. Oh, yeah, the second spread, the bonus spread. We're going to do a spread just on the new moon. We're going to isolate it. I want to see what's going on here. It's partnerships, it's contracts. It could be a new contract, it could be any of that. Marriage, we'll do that. So tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. And if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. This is a big week. I'm looking at what's going on for you. This is such a transformative week for you, Taurus. There's so much happening here. You will have over the weekend when the moon moves into Capricorn, Saturday, Sunday, it just feels like there's something here that's grounding for you, spiritually grounding too. It's something that looks really great. The moon will trine Uranus in your sign. So, again, there is this restlessness inside you this week. Something's got to come out. Okay? We're not holding things in. We got to let them out. Anyway, Taurus, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye bye.